Good afternoon. Talking of money, wealth, and finances. Short termism is a term which comes to my mind today. Short termism is when you are looking or you're looking at the short term gratifications in the near future and sacrificing the bigger, longer term goals in the bargain. That's short termism. You call it short termism, and it's attributed towards an ancient disease with which our human mind has evolved from. And it gives you the first hand gratification as the immediate source of happiness, and where you just work for that immediate source of results. Famous BBC journalist Richard Fisher, he has written quite a lot in his BBC post about it. And he says it's our inability to look beyond the latest news cycle around us. That could be the most dangerous trait of the human mankind of our generation. If you Google that, you'll find our mind has evolved with the centuries, looking for the response to the immediate threats. And with the rise of information, this has grown over the period. Now, with the rise of the mass media and the information age, this short termism basically has become for us as a source of insanity, I would say. This loss of energy is costing us and a lot of opportunities which are losing we are losing on regular basis because of our this old developed nature of the short termism. If you take the bigger picture, our present which we are living in today is much better than the past we lived in. And we are definitely right now, with the growth of the world of technology, of the overall growth in the world, what we are seeing, our future is poised for much greater than what we are in present today. That's the fact of the modern day. It is a constant growth of wealth for us as a society and as human beings, as individuals. If you look back at 50 years back and see the statistics of the number of millionaires we had in the world, we had a few hundred thousand millionaires in the world. And that's about just 50 years back. And today, we have over 100 million millionaires in the world. Amazing, isn't it? So you can do the math with what pace and speed the abundance of wealth abundance has grown. And I'm not talking about the ultra high rich people. It's the billionaires are going to be growing by 40% in the coming 5 to 7 years. And by the year 2026, the predictions of the sociologists and the wealth researchers could be 2027. The wealth researchers in the world is that there is going to be a growth of about over 10 million new millionaires by 2026-27. The point here is that with the possibilities what we have today of modern day technology and options which have come up in the last 20 to 30 years, anybody can be wealthy today. Anybody can be a millionaire. I'm not saying about the big billionaires. You can become the big super ultra billionaires as well if that is your target. That is your goal. But anybody can be rich, wealthy, and millionaire today. And talking of the billionaires, if you would say Once we are at this talk of billionaires, about 20 years back, there were about 400 billionaires in the world. And today, we have over 2,500 billionaires in the world. The present day scenario, what we have technologically, the growth, the advancement with the world with which we live in today, it gives lots of opportunities to anybody from any field, anywhere, wherever you are. It doesn't matter how old you are, what race you are from, what religion you are. There are opportunities for you to get that wealth, to become that millionaire, or if you are a millionaire, become a multimillionaire. If you are a multimillionaire, become that billionaire if you would want to. There are choices, options, plenty of them with the advancement of technology today. Warren Buffett, he had the net worth of 90 plus billion when he was at 91 years old. He's just recently retired. And out of his 99% of his wealth, he created and generated after the age of 50 years. Wealth is a very big denominator, very big measure of the growth of the world. And I'm not saying that it is the only measure. If you see healthcare, you talk of education, you talk of inclusion, you talk of financial abundance, you talk of peace, you talk of civility. All these measures have grown, disrupted immensely than in the past we had. That's the truth. We have passed through millennia, and I agree that right now we have the situation of some short term issues. There are problems like wars, political situations, tribalism, or maybe narrow idealism, but these have been always there. And these short term problems are always there. But if you see as a whole, if you see the long term picture, we are better in the present day world than we were millennia behind. And we are poised to be better in the future than we are today. That's the truth, my friends. We have the same problems if you go back to the history. We are living in the greatest time of the human era today, and the only thing which stops us in getting that wealth is our short termism thinking. And when we talk about short term possibilities, we are sacrificing those long term happiness, long term abundance, long term wealth, which we can ever possibly have for each one of us. If we go ahead and work for that, right? So if you are not doing that, if you are not onto the path of that long term thinking, long term wealth, you are keeping the trends in place. We are just not dealing correctly with the future. If you are a millionaire, if you are rich, if you are wealthy, besides the lifestyle, what you will create for yourself and for your family, you are going to create value for the other people around you and to the society. You get the tools to do that, you get the resources to do that, and it's about beyond the comfort of the lifestyle, what you will earn with the wealth and the million of for yourself, for your family, and for your closer inner circle. It's the value what will matter. What will matter is that it will be a measure of what you have contributed towards the society and the measure of what value you have given to the people around. We all know that we can get that financial abundance. It's not that difficult to get that in the longer term if we create the value for somebody, right? We have learned that. Listen to that. If you contribute, you create a value. The formula is very simple. You want to become a millionaire? Create value for 10,000 people. They will pay you for the value you are creating to them. You want to become richer than that? Create value for million people and they will give you what they got in return as value of money to you. It's a simple math. So your wealth is just a scoreboard of your contribution and the value which you create to the world. If you are in a situation where you are today demonizing money, then there could be only two reasons, in my opinion. Either you don't have it and you don't want to have it and you're not doing anything for it. That could be the number one reason. Or secondly, in this age of opportunities and possibilities, and when everybody should be trying to do what is it is that you are not creating enough value for others so that you get paid for that. It's very simple, you see. If you want to earn more, you want to be wealthy, you want to be a millionaire, you want to be wealthy, rich, you have to create a value for others. You have to become more valuable and you will get paid for that. Tools are there, time is there, future is bright. Statistics say that the financial wealth and richness is within our hands. Just build it up. Create that something. Give advantage to the people around, to the society. Create that value people will need and do need. You'll get paid for it, and you'll be the next rich, abundant person in the world.